Jack Truan, Todd Stanton, Phil Lacasse for having me aboard. Once again, I want to thank all the sponsors of the Full Velocity Racing Network as well. I want to thank the sponsors here from the Northwest Racing Association for tonight's event, the Mid-South Dirt Slingers, title sponsor of the Outlaw Stocks. I also want to thank the Hijinks Clothes Company for putting together tonight's broadcast. So once again, the Mid-South Dirt Slingers and the Hijinks Clothes Company for allowing me to come out here and put on this broadcast for you guys this evening. And we have one driver not making the call, Bryce Walker, not making the call for heat race number 4. Your fourth and final heat race of the night. So we also are missing the 17R Logan Rourke on the speedway. So 2 drivers not making the call. So 8 drivers will be the grid here. As we'll get down through your 3D Racing starting lineup for heat race number 4. Trevor Scott in the 302 will start on the pole. To his outside, Dale Farnes in the 27. Starting inside our number 2 will be Thomas Suttles in the 05. And to his outside, Grayson Wells, the Wild Child, in the 59. Starting inside our number 3 will be Logan Rourke in 17R, who has scratched. So Tyler Schaefer in the 56 will be on the outside of row 3. On the inside of row 3, it went back. Hang on. There we go. On the inside of row 3 will be the 14 of Fred Hansen. On the outside will be Bryce Walker in the 016. So a little scramble here. Austin Coates will be inside of the next row back, the 119. And that's going to do it here for your heat race number 4. So they should be making their way around to the front straightaway. The iRacing I-Flag, green flag will be coming out here in just a moment. Get you back down here to get where the cars are at here. It's a little skewed for that one. Cameras are giving me a little issue lately, so I have to look into that. But anyway, the 302 of Trevor Scott takes the green flag, the iRacing I-Flag, green flag down and away. We're back to green flag racing here. Heat race number 4 underway. 10 laps is the distance. Big slide job off into the corner. I believe that got thrown by the 59 of the Wild Child. Going to get some cars tangled up here. The 14 of Hansen involved. The 27 of Furness involved in that. Looks like the 119 of Austin Coates involved. The 27 of Furness going to go around off the front of the, I believe that's the Tyler Schaefer machine he went off the front of. These guys back here doing some dancing back in the field. Trevor Scott right now out front, not worried about a lick of anything going on behind him. He just wants to get through this heat race and make it into tonight's A feature. Trevor Scott, your current race leader. Grayson Wells in the 59 up top. The 05 of Thomas Suttles makes a good run off the bottom of the speedway, making his way to the top side to work his way through turns 3 and 4. Going to choose to run through the middle, up and bang the cushion just a little bit there. Keep that momentum on the corner exit. Right now, hanging on to that 4th and final transfer spot is Austin Coates, but he has the 14 of Fred Hansen and Brian Johnson's 24 right behind him, knocking on his back door, and they want in this show as well. 6 laps to go this time by the stripe for the 302 of Trevor Scott, as he's about to have some companies. He's got 2 guys knocking on the back of his bumper right now. Thomas Suttles and the Wild Child Grayson Wells is there. Are they going to be able to do anything with him? We'll see, because they had a little bit of a disagreement of space with some other drivers back there. Right now, battle for the race lead between the 05 of Suttles and Trevor Scott in the 302. Scott looks like he's a little tight on entry, and it is not playing to his favor as he's having to overcorrect that through the center and get loose on exit. He's going to give up 2 spots here in turns 3 and 4. He's going to drive all the way down the racetrack. Thomas Suttles and Grayson Wells on the top side. They're going to take over the top spots 1 and 2 here as we come across the start-finish line. This time by, we'll have 4 laps to go. And I tell you what, the Wild Child looking strong on the high side. He's going to make a run to the top side of the 05 of Suttles. The Wild Child of the 59 might have the race lead here off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looks like the 05 of Suttles has a dominant line through 1 and 2. But midway down the back straightaway, the momentum comes back to the 59 machine of Grayson Wells. Wells going to have the lead here off of turn 4. We'll see if he's able to hang on to that as we have 3 laps to go now for heat race number 4. Austin Coates still hanging on to that 4th and final transfer spot. The 119, Fred Hansen in the 14 right now having competition with the 24 of Brian Johnson. As Grayson Wells in the 59 up front right now. Continues to lead as the tip of the green to the air. 2 laps to go. The Wild Child, Grayson Wells. Looks like he's going to set the pace here for the continuation of heat race number 4. Down the back straightaway, everybody's pretty much single file, minus the fact that the 302 of Trevor Scott and Austin Coates, I believe, are about to do battle here. White flag in the air. 1 more lap, 1 more trip around for the Wild Child in the 59. See if the Fred Hansen 14 is able to put a move on the 119 of Austin Coates here in the final corners. We come off of turns 3 and 4 down to the stripe. Grayson Wells, the Wild Child in the 59, is going to pick up the win for heat race number 4. One last ditch effort by the 14, not going to happen. Second place will go to the 05 of Suttles. Third will go to the 302 of Trevor Scott. And rounding out your fourth and final transfer spot out of the heat races is going to be the 119 of Austin Coates. It's going to send Fred Hansen, Brian Johnson, Tyler Schaefer, Del Furness, Logan Rourke. Well, Logan Rourke is not here. Bryce Walker also loaded up and went home, so the other drivers are off to a consolation race. And we're going to start your consies in just a moment. As you see, this makes his way back to the racetrack and the racing surface, the third, getting off those, and I didn't have a setup dialed in for these, and got out there, got the setup dialed in, got back after it, and had a couple runner-up finishes last night, so Walker in the 418. There's your 20 car starting field here for the 50 lap Mid-South Dirt Slingers Outlaw Stocks A feature about to come your way here. As right now the lights are down on the iRacing.com official pace truck. We're just half a straightaway, or half a track away from tonight's A feature getting underway. iRacing.com official pace truck takes that dive off. We're new to iRacing I-Flag, green flag racing off of turns 3 and 4. The 14 of Beaver gets a good jump on the start there. Gonna have a battle right now for second between Devin Patterson and Josh Thomas. Thomas to the top side, or to the bottom side of the racetrack. The wild child, the 59 of Grayson Wells, the top side. A little out of shape here. We got somebody getting tossed off the top side of the racetrack. Not exactly sure who that was back there, back to the field. Might have been Scott Hershey. You'll see here. Looks like Trevor Scott, the 302 is who it was. So Trevor Scott's 302 going for a ride off the back straightaway, able to hang on to it. And another car going off the top side of the racetrack down the back straightaway. Driver following back, quick, fast, and hurry. That looks like maybe the 01 of Blake Depenot. Making his way back to the speedway. Actually, it was Devin Patterson's 47 as he was around. It's going to bring us our first Harm Motorsports yellow flag of the evening. Apologize for that. Benoit Ferris is 75. Lap 5 of 50 here. One more lap of caution flag here. One more pace lap before we get back to green flag action. Trent Beaver, currently your race leader. Wild Child 59 of Grayson Wells in second. Third is the 13 of Caleb Ramsey. Currently fourth is Josh Thomas's 22. And Wolf Racing's Gene Wolf, number 642, has made his way up to the 5th position. Scott Hershey hanging on to the 6th spot in the 406. The iRacing.com official pit truck makes that dive off of down the pit road here. Trip Beaver going to bring us back to the iRacing I-Flag, green flag, back to green flag racing here. Beaver on the loud pedal bringing us back to green flag action into 1 and 2. He has the lead. The 59 Wild Child of Grayson Wells going to try and take that from here off of turn 2. Not going to happen. Caleb Ramsey in the 13. Don't worry, racing league number 13 makes that run up to the 3rd position. He's trying to take that 2nd spot from the Wild Child. Not going to happen. Is Josh Thomas going to make his way by on the outside. Scott Hershey going to leave a gap there. That's going to allow the 13 of Ramsey to fall in place. Right now the battle right now back here for the 6th position. Kyle Moyer has the 6th spot in the 11. The 642 of Wolf wants it. So make their way through turns 3 and 4. So these drivers putting on a great battle here for you throughout the A feature thus far here early in the going. As we get 9 laps in, we'll start lap 10 next time by. We're going to go back here and go on board with a couple of drivers in the back of the field. These guys trying to duke it out up front. Everybody kind of single file. Let's go on board with Brandon Dobarts in the 75. Go on board here with your Sheffield Graphics onboard cam. Dobarts here in the 75 machine. Then up our routing on the 75. Dobarts here. Dobarts all the way up against the cushion. We'll change camera angles here in a few minutes, or a few moments here in a lap or so. Once you guys get an idea of what it's like going off into the corner here. You hear him lifting on the throttle, getting back on. He got all the way up on the cushion, picking up the momentum here. He follows the 15. He's following 15. Nope, the 01 of Depenot. We're on the speedway here. The 01 of Depenot currently running in the 13th position. So this battle going on back in the field here. The 119 Coates as well here running the cushion. You see they're going to get together. Depenot and Coates going to make contact. Dobart's going to make contact with them as well. They're going to hang on to it here as Dobarts makes his way back to the racetrack. And the racing surface, the 47 machine going to make his way by. 47 of Patterson. But Dobart's not going to settle in for that spot. He's going to throw the slide job here off into turns 1 and 2. He's going to get clipped here a little bit. I believe that may have sent Devin Patterson off the top of the racetrack in the middle of 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see. I believe Patterson might have went for a ride. There's got a car coming back to the speedway at the top of the track. 642 of Wolf's going to end up going around in front of Dobarts. Wolf's going to go for a ride. The 75 of Dobarts going to get into the inside retaining wall. That's going to warrant a yellow flag here as Gene Wolf going for a wild ride here in the 642 machine. We'll get that dialed up here for you in the JMax Journeys, JMaxStrong.com instant replay. I'm sorry. But we're going to have our first TDRRacing.net Turtle Turtle event of the evening as well. As you see, Dobart's also, looks like car's a little out of control, or he may be a little upset about the contact, or he might have misjudged the pit entry, so you can get that quick repair. We get that JMax Journeys instant replay dialed up for you here. And I tell you what, the 642 of Wolf went for one wild ride. Let's see what put him off the racetrack. And he jumped the cushion in 3 and 4 down the back straightaway. This led to the whole ordeal. The 642 of Wolf down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. As you see here on your screen, he's going to be up, going to hop the cushion just a little bit. You saw the rear end rotate. He's going to get all the way over here against the outside wall. Going to bring the car back down here in front of the field. A couple cars able to adjust off the front end of the 119 at Coates. 642 going to start tumbling the 47 machine of Patterson, going to give him a bump, and you're going to see the 642 of Wolf go over and over and over and finally come to rest here. But that's not going to go without collecting the 75 of Brendan Dobarts here, as he's going to have major damage to the front end of that machine as we get back to green flag racing here at Lernerville Speedway. So the lights are down on the iRacing.com official pace truck. We'll get back to green flag racing at the line this time by. Once again, I want to thank everybody, each and every one of you out there for tuning in here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I want to thank all the drivers that showed up to participate tonight, and good luck to the drivers currently out there racing in tonight's A main, as we're about 8 laps shy of being halfway through tonight's A feature. As right now coming back to the iRacing I flag, green flag, we're down and away here, back to racing here. The 14 of Beaver out front, 59, Wild Child of Grayson Wells, the top side of the racetrack. Joshua Thomas trying to dial up a move here. He's going to have the 13 of Ramsey to his outside. Ramsey going to dive it down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Trying to put a move on Thomas. Thomas going to be a little bit loose there, but that's not going to warrant the 13 any ground there to the turns 3 and 4. Wild Child, Grayson Wells trying to dial up a move on the 14 of Beaver. Beaver making that run on the high side of the racetrack. Kyle Moyer in the 11 currently duking it out with the 13 of Ramsey. Moyer's currently in the 5th spot. We had Thomas Suttles get off the racetrack. He's going to make his way back to the speedway here. Oh, they want to definitely up making contact back there. They're able to keep those cars straight as he's making contact with the 406 of Hershey. Hershey about to lose it here in the middle of the corner. He's actually going to get helped around, I believe. So Hershey's going to actually save it. The 119 of Coates is going to go around. Or Scalia's around, sorry. Got a couple of duplicate numbers out here, and it took me a moment to figure out who it was. But Scalia around in the middle of the back straightaway. No caution yet. Still under green flag conditions, and the leader's making their way down off of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to have to get on the loud pedal hard fast in a hurry as Beaver right now. Man, I tell you what, Grayson Wells cannot get any closer to the outside of the racetrack. He is running that line to a T, and if he jumps just a little bit off of that, you see just about where he's at on the speedway here, off the right rear cam here of the 59, the Wild Child, Grayson Wells. So the FBRN onboard cam here on the right rear quarter panel of the 59. As you see the camera cutting through the wall down the front straightaway, gives you an idea how close there. He's gonna slide up right in front of Thomas. Thomas gonna go to the. Looked like Thomas was gonna go to the inside, but he didn't there. But you can watch here as they through turns 3 and 4, a lot closer to the top side of the racetrack than you'd imagine. These guys putting it down on the top side here. Trent Beaver up there as well. See his perspective there, right up against the cushion. Wells running a little bit higher, picking up that crumb just a little bit, getting that moisture, getting the run here on Beaver. So that explains why Wells just a tad bit. I mean, Beaver's a little bit faster right now, but right now fastest on the speedway is the 22 of Josh Thomas. Last time by fastest on the speedway was Thomas Suttles with an 18.929. So these drivers continue to put down laps here. Is this time by cross flags for your race leader, Trent Beaver in the 14. Kyle Moyer back here still continuing to do battle. Hanging on to that 5th position here is Eddie Furness in the 21 and Thomas Suttles in the 05 here. That's your 5th, 6th, and 7th positions. Trent Beaver still continues to lead. Grayson Wells, the Wild Child, close in tow there. Right now, Eddie Furness still hanging on. The 7th, 8th right now is the 13 of Daniel Worthington. Ninth place belongs to Blake Deppinett from the top side of the speedway. Austin Coates in the 119 rounds out your top 10. The 418 of Tyler Lockard is in 11th. 12th is Jonathan Smith. 13th belongs to the 51 of Jacob Laster. 16th, Navajo Motorsports yellow flag coming at you in just a moment. We'll get your JMax Trains instant replay to you. Fall under caution once again. Our Motorsports yellow flag number 3 in tonight's A main. We'll get your replay dialed up for you in just a moment. Your JMax Trains instant replay coming at you just in a few moments. 47 machine gonna go around here, so he's gonna collect the 406 of Hershey. It's gonna go back to the 119, getting sideways. There's a little more attrition here than it looks like. You see a little bit of a stuff going on here. The 406 of Hershey gonna get collected by the 51, 119 of that Scalia going around in the back stretch. And then you got the 47 machine gonna collect the Hershey machine as well, so Hershey getting turned around there, and I believe he might have collected, let's see, I believe that was the, let's go back here and check on that real quick and see who that was. I don't want to give you guys the wrong name. He collected the 642 of Gene Wolf. So Wolf was still out there competing on the racetrack, so unfortunately for them, another incident that they've fallen victim to here. MK Moyer out there in the chat written on Kyle Moyer in the 11. Lap 30.050. 20 laps to go here as we start lap 31. 20 laps to go in tonight's A feature. Lights are down on the iRacing.com official pace truck, which can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go back to green flag racing here in turns 3 and 4. Trent Beaver and Grayson Wells, the wild child, the 59, bring us down. As the iRacing high flag, green flag's back down and away on the loud pedal of the 14 of Beaver. Back to green flag racing here at the Leonardville Speedway for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers Outlaw Stocks, presented by Hijinks Clothing Company. There's going to be 3 wide right now, almost 4 wide for the race lead. Moyer on the bottom side of the speedway. Thomas is involved in this. Caleb Ramsey in the middle. Grayson Wells on the top side of the speedway, the wild child. We're going to be 3 wide here for second now. This is going to fade out. Ramsey going to fall to third. Josh Thomas hangs on to the 4th position. 5th right now still belongs to Kyle Moyer's 11. Josh Thomas tries to make a run here on the inside of the speedway on the 13 of Ramsey. He's going to have something dialed up here down the back straightaway. If he can hang on to it, make it work off of turns 3 and 4, who knows? Off of turn 4, Thomas hanging on to that spot, barely able to squeak in front of Kyle Moyer. Moyer going to drive it down into the bottom of 1 and 2. Thomas Suttles drives it in deeper. Suttles going to try and take over the 4th or 5th position from Moyer. Thomas hanging on to that 4th spot. 5th right now is where the battle is. Moyer, Suttles, Deppinett all battling it out for the 5th position. Suttles back in the 7th spot. Deppinett in 6th. 5th right now belongs to Kyle Moyer, and they won it. Moyer down the back straightaway, just inside, just tucked inside, ever so slightly inside the 22 of Thomas. Look like we had a car go off the top of turn 3, and it's the 14th year race leader of Beaver. Beaver jumps the cushion. The lead gets handed over to the 59. The wild child of Grayson Wells takes over the race lead with 15 laps to go here in tonight's A feature. 2nd place right now belongs to Caleb Ramsey. 3rd goes to Joshua Thomas. 4th, Beaver is hanging on to that 4th spot right now, but he is now falling back to that battle as Beaver's going to jump off the cushion one more time and lose even more positions. He's going to be so frustrated with himself for falling off the pace right now. So it's very easy to do when you're on that top side. That it's either be fast or broke usually in the iRacing sim, but it's either be fast or jump the cushion and fall backwards to the field. So you got to be very, very cautious of where you keep that right rear tire, as the cushion here does not give much room here for mistakes. As the 21 of Furness going to dive into on the 11 of Moyer. Furness currently in the 5th spot, 1 and 4th, but had to check up and get out of it to keep from getting into the 11 of Moyer here as we work our way to the stripe, this time by 12 laps to go. And Grayson Wells, the wild child, out front with a commanding lead of about a second and a half right now. He's got another car on the top side of the speedway in turns 3 and 4. That looked like it might have been the 01 of Blake Deppinett. So work our way back up to the field. Slider from Hershey on Gene Wolf, 642. They make contact. No harm, no foul as it is hard racing in the back of the field. Grayson Wells in the 59 out front all by his lonesome right now. 2 seconds over the Dirt Warrior Racing League machine 13 of Caleb Ramsey. Third right now, Kyle Moyer in the third spot. Eddie Farness in fourth in the 21. Thomas Settles in the 05 is taking the fifth position. We got a car been out of shape in the middle of the backstretch. We have another Harmony Sports caution flag number 4 of the evening here at Leonardville Speedway. The iRacing.com official pace truck check testing out the suspension on the entrance of the racetrack as we'll get your JMax Strong JMax Journeys instant replay coming at you in just a moment. It's like Thomas going to go around off the front of the 51 machine at Lassiter. Excuse me, a little bit of attrition going on here. This is that battle for that fifth spot going on here behind Austin Coates. You'll see the 51 of Lassiter here. See him get a little bit out of shape. Coates going to come down to the 22 of Thomas. That's going to collect the 23 of Smith. Smith going to go around. That's going to get the 22's car been out of shape. Here he's going to throw the slide job here, trying to hang on to it. Going to end up losing control and going around here in the middle of 1 and 2. So Joshua Thomas picking up the blame for caution number 4 here in tonight's Mid-South Dirt Slingers Outlaw Stocks A Main, brought to you by the Hijinks Clothing Company. So that's going to do it for your JMax Journeys instant replay for caution number 4 of the evening. He works his way down into 1 and 2 on the top side of the racetrack. He's going to have a challenge from the 13 of Caleb Ramsey. Big slide jump crossover from the 59. 59 of Wells back to the inside of the racetrack. We're going to have a car possibly going around down the middle of the backstretch. He's going to collect it back to look like the 302 of Scott going around. So he's going to be able to hang on to that as they're still duking it out up here up front right now. Grayson Wells, the wild child, the 59 has the lead. The 13 of Caleb Ramsey throwing a slide job again. Crossover from the 59 of Wells. 59 of Wells going to get back to the race lead, and I believe he may have had the race lead. We're going to find Hard Motorsports caution number 5 is falling on this. As we're going to have another turtle TDRRacing.net picking up a second point here this evening. We'll get your JMax Journeys instant replay to you. Does that look like possibly Adam Scalia upside down? Or nope, that's going to be Austin Coates' 119 that's upside down. We'll get that dialed up for you in just a moment. Off of the front of the 406 of Hershey. So a little bit of issues with the restart. As they duke it out here, we'll get back here to the attrition where it starts and everything here. You will see the 406 of Hershey, top side of the racetrack, trying to mingle his way back in. Hershey making his way off the speedway here. It's the drivers up top. The 23 of Smith going to get loose. It's going to turn the 406 of Hershey to the high side. The 119 of Coates nowhere to go. Coates going to get that up and over TDRRacing.net turtle point. In the bottom of his machine. Everything to slide 3 wide for the race lead halfway through turns 1 and 2. We got a battle for second right now. Kyle Moyer trying to make his way up to the front of the speedway here. Moyer on the bottom side of the speedway might throw a slider on the 13 of Ramsey. Slider's going to initiate here. The 13 of Ramsey going to throw the crossover. The 21 of Furness is there. White flag out for Grayson Wells. The wild child, Grayson Wells, one more trip around the park. Caleb Ramsey in the 13 trying to take away second from Moyer now. Moyer going to hang on to second as we're going down the back straightaway. We got Daniel Worthington around down the back straightaway. He's going to lose a bunch of positions. Off a turn 4 to the stripe. It is going to be the 59 of the wild child of Grayson Wells picking up the feature win. Kyle Moyer in for second. Caleb Ramsey in for fourth as Eddie Furness takes away that spot across the line. Eddie Furness for third. Caleb Ramsey fourth. Thomas Settles will round out your top 5. Jacob Lassiter will come home in 6th. 7th will get a Rocky Boyd to 3rd. 8th will get a Brandon Debarts in the 75. 9th goes to Trent Beaver in the 14. Unfortunately for him, having a fantastic night early in the going. And unfortunately jumping the cushion quite a few times here in tonight's A feature. Joshua Thomas will round out your top 10 in the 22. He had a good run as well early. Trevor Scott comes home 11th in the 302. Blake Deppin in the 01 comes home in 12th. Scott Hershey's 406 machine will come home 13th after being backwards down the back straightaway. In the 15th position, or 14th will be, let me see, where did I go to from there? Excuse me, I lost track there after watching Hershey go sideways. 14th will go to the 23 of Jonathan